In this video, I'm going to talk about metalinks, groups, and a new feature we've created called Metagroup Sync that's going to be a real time saver. If you're not familiar with metalinks, the real advantage is you can have all of your students in one site. So for example, if you teach 2 or 3 sections of the same course, but you'd like to do all your updates just in one As You Learn site instead of 2 or 3, metalinks are for you. In addition to adding metalinks, it's also important to create groups. Groups are important if you teach a face-to-face class and you take attendance and you want to have that broken out by section, then you need a way to group attendance so you're only taking attendance for that one group. Also in the grade book, sometimes people don't want to look at a long list, they want to break it out by section. You need groups. Also, if you have assignments or quizzes and you want different due dates for different sections, then you need groups. Let's get started. Your first step is to go to the site that you want to be your master class. And by master class, I just mean this is going to be the main site regardless of the sections. Students are going to land here. So the first step I want to do is add that other section to this class. You want to go to the participants link. If you don't see this link, click the hamburger icon. That makes this column appear. Then click Participants. Go under the gear and choose Enrollment Methods. Here I can see the banner enrolled students for my 101 section. So what I'm going to do is Add Method, and here where it says Choose, click the arrow and select Course Meta Link. Once you do that, there's a search box. If I click this arrow, it's going to show me all the courses that I'm teaching, so it's very important to select the right course, but also the right term. Once you see it, pick it. You can pick more than one. I only want to add one link. I can also add to a group. Here it says None. I'm going to say Create a new group just for that section. And then I click Add Method. So now I have my 10 students from the first class, and here's my meta link that brings in all of those students. I'm going to navigate back to the main course page. So I added the students, and the students in the 102 section are in a group, but my 101 students are not in a group yet, and this is the new feature that we've added. So you go under the gear and go to More. There are 2 tabs here. Click the Users tab, and then select Metagroup Sync. Here, check Enable. This is going to have the preferred metagroup name. It defaults to the name of the course that you're in. You can select something much shorter. I'm just going to call this 101, and that way I know it's my 101 class. Then hit Save Changes. I'm going to navigate back to the main course page. So when I go to Participants, and I come under the gear, and I go to Groups, now I can see both groups. There's my 101 section. When I added that course meta link, it came up with a very long name. If you want to change that, select it, come down to Edit Group Settings, and you can call the group whatever you like. I'm just going to call it 102 and hit Save Changes. So now I've got both sections in one site, and there are the enrollments for each. And when I come back to this main page, the last step I want to make sure that I do is that ability to separate by group. And how that happens, if you go under the gear and go to Edit Settings, scroll down, under Groups, it defaults to no groups. You want to make sure it says Separate Groups. That way you're able to separate by group, and then hit Save and Display. So I created my groups, I added my meta link. Now if I go to Grades, the default page is the Grader Report, and you'll see a drop down. So I have the separate groups, and I can choose to look at all the participants or a particular section. The last tip I would recommend, it can be confusing to students who enrolled in your 102 section and they look and they see the 101. You may want to turn editing on, and once this comes up, You can rename this, so I have Social Work 5810, 101, and 102. So that way students know both sections are enrolled in this one site. I hope this video helps.